Welcome to the Employee to Boss podcast, a podcast for everyone with an entrepreneurial spirit. Every week, I am joined by successful guests in all different industries and stages of business who will share what their experience was like transitioning from employee to boss. This is a resource for you if you're wanting to start a business, go all in on your side hustle, get to the next level, or just hear what it's like taking the leap to becoming your own boss. I'm your host, Haley Hayhurst, the owner of Espresso Podcast Production, a full-service podcast production agency specializing in editing, marketing, and strategy. Let's dive into today's topic. Hey, Rena, welcome to the Employee to Boss podcast. I'm so excited to have you here.
Thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to this.
Yes. So you're a business coach with One Team Partners, and you help guide female small business entrepreneurs to lead with clarity, confidence, and purpose, all without burning out. So that is a big topic that I'm excited to dive into today. But why don't you start off by telling us a little bit more about who you are?
Well, like you mentioned, I'm a coach with One Team Partners, and I've been here for about 5 years. And before that, I actually ran my own business for about 25 years. So I know that solopreneur journey and just how hard that is when every role is yours and having to wear all those hats. And so I actually got started in my early 20s. I stumbled into it. I felt like I did well, but I also, since I was so young and inexperienced, I didn't have any of that business experience or know-how. So I never knew that there's a better way to do things than grinding 24/7. And just that you need to be able to create those boundaries for yourself when you don't have a team to delegate to, and so you can spend time being present with your family and then also being present and focused with work. And so I had not even being aware how overwhelmed and burnt out I was becoming because I just knew no other way. But I started having a lot of medical issues, and of course, doctors couldn't find a medical reason for it all. But stuff like hair loss, weight gain, migraines, a bunch of random symptoms, and even something later found out was anxiety gagging, which was really embarrassing. And but I suddenly was just like, I knew something had to change. And I wasn't connecting quite all the dots, but I was connecting that I wasn't happy and that I needed something different. And so I stopped really suddenly, and I knew I just needed to take some time for myself and figure out what I needed for my personal reset. And so I took about a year of kind of doing a few things, but just mostly like that self-discovery and finding some of these answers and finding out, it really was just stress, and how quickly they all went away once I made time for myself. And then I was figuring out what I wanted to do with my next step. And I'm like, I wanted to take my knowledge from my journey, like everything I learned about having my own business, but I also wanted to help people. And that's when I found One Team Partners and thought, okay, I can be the person I didn't even know I needed way back then, and hopefully help people not have quite the extreme journey that I had.
Yeah, totally. What was your business that you had before you shut it down?
It was kind of in the events entertainment space.
Oh,
So I did a
yeah.
lot of
You can definitely burn
conventions,
out with that.
a lot of travel, a lot of,
Yeah. And you said that family is everything. Did you have children, or what was like the shift in that area of life?
Yeah. I was married. I had 2 children. And when I started my business, I had already had my children.
Okay.
I had small children at home getting everything launched, and
Yeah. I mean, I can relate to your story. I started my business when I was 23, and now I'm 28, and definitely have learned a lot, but am still in such like a hustle area of life. And part of me thinks that's fine. I'm single, no children. Like, this is what I love doing. I love running my business. But also, things can get a little stressful from time to time. And I have to like take a step back and think, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
But I mean, I can relate to your story a lot. And I think one thing that the audience is going to be really interested in is like the whole aspect of like trying to do it all as a solopreneur. Like when you stopped your business and decided that enough was enough, you wanted to like let go of the stress. What did you do and what was the mindset thing? Because I know personally for me, my business is such a big part of my life and my identity, So
Yeah.
what happened there?
I like how you said that perfectly. It does become your identity. And I felt like number one, I tried to prioritize having meaningful conversations with different people who knew me. Like, what do you see? And what do you think are my strengths? I just really tried to build that. And I think it's really funny. And I used to think it was funny. Like, I felt ridiculous, but I would say over and over again, I don't even know what I like, right? Like, I've always been living for work and the things that needed to be done for work, or living for for my kids and my family. And like all of a sudden, like I'm making time for myself, and I'm like, I don't even know how I want to spend my time. And so it was like really getting in touch with, when did I let different parts of me go over the years? And like, okay, what are the things I know I used to like? And start exploring, like even just hobbies and stuff, like genuinely, like just getting to know myself without that identity.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think you could have done that while still running your business, or did you need a complete stop?
That's a very good question. For myself, I think I needed a complete stop, because even after all those, like I see very clearly looking back, right? Like I never just lifted my head up above the clouds to look big picture at my business or all the different things. And I just kind of kept it head down, grinding, just doing without things in a different way. And so I do think, yeah, I needed something to snap me out of things.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, it can be done while I think it can, if you have something or someone who's going to help you snap out of it, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a lot of what you work on now with your clients, right?
It is. It's one of the first things I talk to, like when I am working with solopreneurs specifically, but I think all like small business owners and stuff. First thing I say, like, who is your community? Whether you have like a women's group, a church group, a networking group, a group of friends where you can share like all the work stuff, like the work challenges, and kind of explore different ideas with each other. I think that's really important especially when you're a team of one, because you don't have that in-house, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I think having those outside perspectives is really good to intentionally seek. And you know, whether it's a mentor, whether it's just other people.
Yeah. What does the self-care balance look like that you recommend to your clients? I mean, I know a lot of people have a hard time, including myself, like sometimes just jump right into meetings in the morning. I have a dog, so that makes me like go outside and go on walks and things like that, which is great. But I would love to go to the gym more. I would love to shut my laptop at 5. Like I would love to do these things, but it's not always doable. So I'm curious, what business self-care strategies you recommend?
Number one, I always want to react to like when I think a lot of people, when they do hear self-care, they think of the very shallow, like sense, and like you always think of like those Instagram worthy self-cares, like it's a bubble bath, it's a day at the beach kind of thing, and that's not like the sustainable, lived in, real, everyday kind of self-care that we need for our day-to-day living.
Totally.
And so I think that's great. You start your day with a walk. Like that's, you take care of, you get yourself moving. You're also taking care of your dog, because I don't know if your dog stays with you in your office, but you're like, once you get a walk out of him, like he knows his routine too, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure he like knows to leave you alone for a while, or
yes.
or mom's gonna go into the other room and work, and I'm gonna do my thing.
He's gonna sleep all day.
But I think self-care really, when it comes to thinking about work and how we're showing up for work, is thinking about our energy and how is it that I'm managing my energy throughout my day, and what time of the day am I most focused, and what day or what time of day maybe do I start slumping, like after lunch do I start kind of come down a little bit, and what helps me get my energy back going. Whether like sometimes different people like want their meetings first thing in the day because the socialization and stuff kind of gets them energized for the day ahead, and sometimes it's like that might be good to do when you're getting kind of quiet and mellow, because that could re-energize you. But I think like a lot of times we think of like time blocking and stuff, our calendar of being about just all the things that need to get done, rather than try to think of how we're structuring our day in alignment with our energy. And just knowing like, okay, what kind of things and activities take from my energy and what gives. Because that to get through each day, right? Like we've all had those killer days, and we can't have every day be one of those killer 10-hour days, right? Like that's not sustainable.
Right.
And so you just try to think about, okay, what is like the dream kind of day energetically look like for me, and how do I try to structure around that?
Another thing that I know happens a lot with, I think, every entrepreneur is decision fatigue, right? Mm-hmm. Like we're making so many decisions. I know in my personal life, like I don't like to make a lot of decisions. I'm not good at a lot of decisions. But in my business, it's fine. I'm like, this, all of that. But it makes me stressed out sometimes outside of business when I have to like make all these decisions. It makes me very tired. And I know that's something that you help a lot with. What advice do you have there?
Well, I'd say for you, I'm sure you're just tired of making decisions when you're not at work, right? And you're like, no more.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's definitely like every decision is on you as the solopreneur, as the boss. All the decisions are yours, and they're nonstop in a day, and it is very overwhelming. And I think what happens is so many of them keep cycling in our head. Some things we put off making a call on because, I got to think about it, or I got to find the right solution before just trying something and moving on. And so it's really good, as much as depending on the kind of decisions where we're at, it's like get as much of it out of your head. Don't let it keep sitting there spinning in the back of your head, even as you try to do other things, because that's slowing you down and it's taking your focus out of everything else. So I think it's good to get as much out of your head as you can. And I think making sure when it comes to actually making the decisions is pay attention. Always keep reminding yourself of why you created your business, and stay connected to your purpose, your company's purpose and values, and use those foundational concepts of your business as the lens to help you with the big business decisions. When there's so many, you're like, I don't know, like this is something I know nothing about. How do I make these decisions? You can bring in, okay, what is I created this business based on this and to do this, and filter all those decisions through that. And that's going to help so much and keep you aligned as you do so.
Yeah, yeah. I have a client right now she does event series every month and we turn it into a podcast. And next month is the myth of having it all. That's kind of what that makes me think of, is like, can we
Yeah.
have it all? What do you think? What do you think about it? Especially for women in business.
I guess what is all, right? Like, I think whether it's life, whether it's business, like it's priorities. What are the things what do I prioritize? And that is what you want, right? Like that's what you want to have.
I know it's a tough question.
It is, because it puts me in so many different ways that my head wants to go, and then also so many feelings, because
Right.
like, and even if I think just as a parent and stuff, you want it all. Like you want all your time with your kid, but I also got to pay the bills. I got to do this. I got to and it's, yeah, you got to find a priority for everything and find a way to, control what you can control. And yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's tough. It's tough, right?
It is.
Something in your bio sticks out to me. It's your belief. You say it's simple but powerful. It's you are the ceiling of your business. When you grow, your business grows. Can you expand a little bit more on that?
I think definitely for business owners, if we want our business to scale, it's on us. And especially for solopreneurs, we can't hire, whether we're not in a position or our business model, we don't want to. Like right? We all want different things. Certain things you can hire someone who is an expert at this, an expert at that. But when it's all on you, you're kind of capped at your ability, so to speak, right? And for business owners, they're the expert at their product, their service. That is what they know. And when it comes to creating and building a business behind that, like that's not necessarily what they're the expert at. And so you have to be willing, and I think as business owners, a lot of us naturally do that. I got to figure this out. I have to learn this. And I think a lot of times we forget we're looking at the roles and the different things that need to get done around the business, but we're not actually paying attention to how do I actually work better? Because as a solopreneur, every man hour is my hour. I got to make those hours count, right? Like, so how do I show up more focused, more productive, and like knowing my priorities so I can just dig right in and, get as much done in my day.
Right.
And so it kind of starts with, that old saying, right? Work smarter, not harder. and a lot of times as business owners, we do think, okay, I've got this next milestone. I got this next thing I want to hit. I just got to work harder. And you only have so many hours in the day. So there's only so much that works, right?
Right. Yeah. Have you read the book, The Gap and the Gain?
I have not. It is on my reading list.
Okay. I just started it yesterday. I had like a long drive, and so much of what you're saying is what they talk about in the book. And I think that's, the universe must be wanting me to hear this because it's all about how when we are looking for the next big thing, we're not appreciating what we already have done. And as entrepreneurs, that's very common. I see that a lot in my business where I'll hit like my biggest year and then I'm like, all right, now let's double it. Or even just like clients or wins or whatever. Yeah, it's easy to never feel fulfilled as an entrepreneur.
Yeah. You're always chasing the next thing.
Yeah. No, it's definitely worth listening. I'm listening to the audiobook right now. I would recommend it. But yeah, have loved this conversation. I think there's so many interesting parts to self-care and time management and decision fatigue. And, as solopreneurs, we do have to manage so much. It's I'm currently working on being not a solopreneur, right? I have one team member and I'm hoping to get two soon. And there's a whole nother set of problems that come with that, of course. But
There is.
for the first 4 years of my business, it was just me. And it's it's a lot. And I think
Mm-hmm.
as we get more team or more contractors, whatever, it's
Yeah.
a whole different set of a lot. So I
Mm-hmm.
think it's really important to, whether the listener is a solopreneur or has a team already, like what you're sharing today is very important for both, is focus
Mm-hmm.
on the wins that you have, appreciate what you've done, take care of yourself. And I think it's awesome that you are helping people with this at One Team Partners. Can you tell us a little bit about why you wanted to join that team specifically?
Well, we're a small team of 6 people, and I think we're, I guess I haven't found another company that's approaching it quite like us, in the sense that we have two sides of our business. And so half of our company is working with more enterprise, larger clients, and the other half is working with the smaller entrepreneurial and
Mm,
solopreneur. And so for our clients who are looking to grow and scale, we kind of have people and specialties on for all of those points along that journey of growth, wherever, however far somebody's business goals are,
yeah.
as far as size wise, scale wise.
Well, before we get into your action steps for the week, I'm curious, is there anything else that maybe we didn't touch on or anything that you want to leave the audience with?
Well, gosh, I think I would love to invite your audience. We have a community on the school platform. It's School, SKOOL. And our community there is called Big Talk. And it's for entrepreneurial business owners and leaders who just need that community and need a place to kind of share and get ideas. And they also get access to multiple coaches with several calls a week. We want to make coaching accessible for people, and so it's $20 a month. But I'd love if your listeners email me at bigtalk at One Team Partners, all spelled out, with the name of your show, Employee to Boss. We'll get them in for a free month and get them a free coaching one-on-one call, because
Cool.
we'd love to see new faces and help people figure out what's getting in their way.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. That's such a generous offer. I appreciate it. Very
Thank you.
cool. Well, this is the way I wrap up every podcast interview. There's so many books we can read, there's so many podcast episodes we can listen to, there's so many worksheets that we can do or people we can talk to, but nothing happens unless we actually take action, right? So I would love for you to challenge the audience with 3 things that they could do this week to move forward with this conversation.
I would say, number one, pay attention to the things that are swirling in the back of your head when you're not in the moment doing that thing, but when you're trying to do other things. What is your brain hanging on to that's not allowing you to be present?
Mm,
And then I think that kind of goes to number two, is figure out a way to get rid of that weight, right?
yeah.
Like if it's a to-do list, make sure you're making a list and putting it down. I'm going to come back to it. I can trust that it's going to be there. I'm not going to forget it. And I think number three would be find find a community, find a group to kind of take along your career journey, whatever that is, right? Accountability, challenges, and just sharing the wins and all of that.
Yeah, I love those. I love those. Thank you so much for joining me and
Thank you.
sharing your expertise with us today. I will put the link to your email in the show notes where people can
Okay.
get that free month on school. Is there anywhere else that people should come and connect with you?
You can connect with me on LinkedIn, and also you can reach me at the website oneteampartners.com.
Okay, perfect.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to the Employee to Boss podcast. If you made it to the end of this episode, I hope that you implement the actionable steps from this week's experts so you can get started with your business today. Please rate, review, and subscribe to the Employee to Boss podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. It helps more than you could ever imagine. Remember, a little progress each day leads to big results. We come out with a new episode every Tuesday. To access our show notes, transcripts, and courses, please check out espressopodcastproduction.com.